In this tutorial, we're going to talk about bump map. So let's give a little bit time loading. Okay, cool. So about Jeffrey Naisbitt. So he came out with the idea that better visualization. So you can see this topography map. It's so smooth and come out with some bump that it's more realistic for visualization except here. Okay, look at this and you can see the vegetation. It's very vivid. So later we will use his bump map module to run. So we have a spare, decidual tree and cone, evergreen tree, cope, structure rock. So we will do cone and decidual. We will have a dooms. So bump map model that we can read more later, that conifer vegetation. So we have cones, and for dunes we have a decidual vegetation. So you can see the vegetation density, spacing, and we can do the coloring. So we can look nicely when we finish it. We can do the symbology. Okay. Very cool, isn't it? Right? Okay. Here is the tutorial that it introduces the ArcMap bump tools that we will have to do the symbolizing for hill shade and symbolizing bump vegetation overlay with a layer tint or other color. So there was another tutorial if you click on that. And that's the model that being created. We're going to add it to ArcGIS using bump map model. So we're just going to run and see what will happen, okay? And then the bump map module will show you this. And input layers are pre-prepared. We have cones and dunes. And vegetation density, we can work on that. And vegetation radius, we have to know that very well. So for our deciduals, we're going to use domes, but for conifers, we're going to use cones that you can see from the image that's how they differ. So for vegetation density, that if you here is parameter dictate how dense or sparse the cones or dunes will be, that we're going to do for cones, we're going to put 10 in size, and for cones, we're going to do 30 this time. So the radius. So if you have that bump, you want the bump to, how wide you want the bump to appear. So maybe we can do, this is like how many times? 5 times. So let's do 50. And the height we can do a little taller. Maybe we can do 50 as well, as we can see from this image. So only for comps, not for dunes. And input raster is the DM, and we can put the output. So, and people comment it down here, and we can be aware that we add the tool, it might give you some error and read through, okay? It might take a while to run the tool. So, okay, bump map. Now we're going to open our ArcGIS. I'm sorry, I have 10.3 here. Right now everybody uses 10.4. And now it's 2017, and you can see it's still showing 2015 version. Okay, now let's just wait a little bit. Okay, now you can see that we have the Crater Lake boundary, and we have the sedge only, which is our decidual trees. And then we have conifer only, Crater Lake, DN. So that's it. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go to Arc2 box. Computer is really slow, just because remote control. We just have to be patient. Okay. Okay, so now the sedge color is this brownish color, and then the tree is here for the comps that it's nicely shown. And I'm going to go full screen and bring our Arc2 box. So you can see that the bump map tools already added. If it's not added, you can right click on it and hit add to box and navigate to the tool that you downloaded online or it's prepared. So I'm going to set a setting that going because the script environments that workspace I'm going to set up to my, it will be in the tool data that I'm going to set everything back into my image drive, and then okay, data, hit add, and the same with the workspace. I have to drag my tool. Oh my god. Okay. Now I'm going to hit OK. And then go to the bump map tools and click the model. And if you want to learn more about the model, you can go to edit and look the script. So it shows everything. If people share you a tool that you can look around, then you can try to run it. So for the parameter, let's do comps only. We set it to comps, and then 50, and then 50, height 50, and the DM going to be the Crater Lake DM, and output we will say bump map. Oh, that's weird. Okay. And then we add a second one that will be our sedge for deciduals. And we're going to the drop down menu, go to domes, and we have a 10. Radius will be 10 because it's so tiny. We don't have to put on that. And then we hit OK. Then we're going to run and going to create a lot of layers. So let's see what happens to. I should, before we run it, I should bring my catalog and see which layer is being generated. But you know, it's a little too late. But it's okay. Now we can see for corner first, so we did 50 to 50 and 10 to 10. That's generating. And now it's generating the Euclidean distance for our bump map, and it's still calculating. Hopefully we will see it soon. And we might there is a chance we might run up some problem, but now we can see that part 1 is running here and part 0, and it's running, and now it's telling you that height parameter will be ignored while creating dooms, and our comps already calculated, included, I think. So we're going to take a while. So elapsed time 17.67 seconds, and let's give them a little more patience. Bump map, that's how I name it. Alright, and see. And you can span it a little bit more. I'm going to do that, so because we get more messages. Okay, now explaining here combining vegetation patterns. So the vegetation resolution is 1.81 and our DEM resolution is 10, so 10 meters. And the tutorial mentioned that make sure that you layer in the same coordinate system. So I double checked earlier that our coordinate system is the same. Now our DM is resampled. Then they are adding to the resampled DM into vegetation pattern. We should have a different layers. We will see. There is a chance I might not find it. It takes a long time, so definitely it's more than 17.60 seconds. Hair shading right now, it's calculating. And now we have our bump map. Wow. Takes 4 minutes and 14 seconds, okay? Which is fine. Oh, there. So now we can see perfectly. Let me just now our model has been successfully run. Okay. Oh my god, it's too tiny now. Let me just click zoom to layer. And invisible this. So now I'm going to zoom in and see. There. So I set my cone 50. So in this case, you can see those are so tiny, so big, which is nice. So I'm going to bring this. Oh, not that. Okay, cool. Okay, now you can see the